Hello, my name is Chris Galka, and for my 2015 Hackaday Prize entry, I'd like to present the Elderly Asset Tracker. I'd like to start with a quick demo. I will be dropping the board onto this towel, which will trigger a freefall interrupt to occur, thus telling the processor, the MSP430, to send the board's current GPS coordinates to my cell phone here. So let's give this a shot. We've got a text message here. It's the Elderly Asset Tracker, this most recent one. I have truncated the GPS coordinates because as much as I like you all, I don't want you to know where my secret lab is located. Another thing that I guess I'd like to demo that I hadn't shown before was the USB charging. There's a MCP 73831 on the board, pretty standard little lithium-ion battery charger. So I'll plug in the USB connector here. And we get the charging indicator light turning on. Okay, so where the project kind of stands right now. I spent a lot of time since the quarterfinalist selection working on a housing, a case for the tracker. You can see pictures and STL files on my Hackaday.io page. That's right now being printed by Shapeways. Unfortunately, I won't have it in time, obviously, for this video. It's supposed to be here in a few days. So that's kind of what I spent a lot of my time working on, as well as refining some of the firmware, updating a lot of the accelerometer firmware so I could do free fall detection and be able to select different thresholds and debouncing for the free fall event. Right now the debouncing is set fairly high, so I had to drop this board from quite a height in order for it to trigger. Otherwise you end up getting a fair amount of false positives. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? There are basically two use cases, or as I'll say, power settings of the board that I've kind of begun to identify, have drivers written for them all, but don't have final application code for yet. And that's a high power and a low power use case. The high power use case would involve having the GPS receiver on for most of the time, the SIM900 on for a lot of time, and that's really for a person or child that's at high risk for becoming lost, or someone with dementia who you would want to be able to send a text message to and retrieve their coordinates very rapidly. You wouldn't want to have to wait for the board to wake up every few hours and check whether or not it received any messages that would ask it to send its coordinates to the selected person. That's the low power use case where most of the devices are shut off. There's a lot of PFET high side switches that are on the board that can control the GPS modem, the GPS receiver, the cell modem. So you can turn the board into basically just having the accelerometer and the MSP430 on the whole time, and that would be the low power use case. The board would wake up every now and then for checking the inbox, which is some software that I've also kind of recently written, reading messages and such. So I think that's about it for where the project stands right now. We'll have the case here next week and hope to get that together. It'll hold the battery inside, and future improvements need to keep working on the low power software, get it down to the nanoamps. So thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.